Good day, race fans, and welcome to the Intentional Wreck Podcast. Podcast made by race fans for race fans, from the casuals to the lifelong gearheads. My name is Jeff. I'm here with my fellows Corey and Finn, and we got Nick joining us here today. As you can tell, he's a little bit busy. He's got the wheel in his hand, and he's doing a little racing, as you can see on your screen if you are watching the video feed right now. While that's going on, let me do a little housekeeping. Make sure you guys know you can find us on Twitch at Intentional Wreck Pod. You can find us under the same name on YouTube. Look for us under Intentional Wreck on Spotify and your favorite audio platforms. Okay, so we're coming off the last round, or the last race of the round of 12, going into the round of 8.
Yep.
We had the Roval. You can have whatever your opinions on that are as the choice for the last race of a playoff round. I know I have my opinions on that, and I'm sure you guys do too. We are officially recording our last podcast before the release of NASCAR25, which all of us are eagerly anticipating and super excited about. It's been all we've been talking about for the last few days. We've had a bunch of different people like actively counting down in our new Discord, which I will also make mention of. You can find the link for that in our podcast descriptions, wherever you find us. And please feel free to join, especially if you're interested in the league, or if you just want to hang out and talk with your favorite NASCAR podcast host, wherever they are. You can tell them to come over here too, so you can talk with them. How are you fellas doing?
Man, I'm great. This is about to be the longest week ever.
I'm a lot better than whoever was driving the 43 car Nick's race, who just bended on the outside, if you were catching that.
Massive.
We are excited, and I think part of the reason why we had Nick here is because he's going to be one of our admin team. So everybody here is the admin team for that NASCAR 25 league. So if you're popping by and you're wondering who you're racing and our thoughts, that's what we're here to talk about eventually today. But no, plenty to talk about. Great weekend. You want to talk about the Roval when we get to it. It was worthy of being the final race. You know, maybe somebody didn't like a road course, but I felt like it certainly it brought the excitement. About as exciting as an 18-second win can be, in my opinion.
Dude, it's like, I'm no hater, but it is. I can't imagine him staying fun. It's just fun to watch him, but the outcome is decided before the race starts.
Love it.
I love watching SVG race, but all of the excitement and the drama around the last the Roval was just manufactured drama because of points, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, the round of 8, or round of 12 that we just finished, everybody reset at the end of the round of 16. So what you did in the regular season does not matter at all, and that's why Chastain and Logano were so close on points. It's completely manufactured, and I don't know. I thought it was a good overall race. I hate the playoffs.
So let me point this. So, you know, there's the talk that, you know, NASCAR might even begin going back to full points. We're still kind of eagerly awaiting to see what that's going to happen. Let me tell you this. What we crave is a scenario where it's about who, you know, points, who is best and consistent across a set amount of races with points. Obviously, we prefer the full season, right? But because SVG is so dominant, he made the last race effectively a points, like that round of points for him. Like, going that race, y'all were not winning. So it was about who put up the best points across everybody that wasn't named, who won the races. Chase Elliott and was it Blaney that won the Blaney, right? Yeah. So Blaney, Elliott, cool. The rest was who was the best across these 3 races and most consistent, because SVG effectively took a win from all of the playoff guys. So in a way, it gave us
not even, and it wasn't not that it wasn't close, dude. It was not close.
Love it.
The whole race, you just knew it was coming.
I mean, SVG is the best road racer that NASCAR's ever seen, in my opinion.
Yeah, by far, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not even. It's not even a
question. It can't get boring to me because he is not an A+ tier equipment. If he was in a Hendrick car doing this, people would, you know, think about Max Verstappen a couple years ago in F1, and it was just like, even if you are here to say Max Verstappen is the greatest driver, Formula driver all time, or, you know, alive at the moment or whatever, that car was still the best car for
I would
a
say
while.
SVG is in the best Trackhouse car when they go to road races.
Yes, but he is not. I don't think SVG is in
I
the
would think
top 10 car going into those races in terms of equipment.
right.
And
I would
and
think
let me-
the big 3 teams are A+ cars. I think whenever they go to a road course, SVG has an A- car.
and I'm
That's what I
not
think.
saying that
Yeah.
watching him drive obviously is the opposite of boring. I'm not talking about him. I mean, knowing the outcome before the race kind of eliminates a lot of what makes NASCAR great, and it turns it into a Formula One race where it's like you kind of know what's coming. So I don't like that as much, but
all right, so
it is
yeah.
intensely cool watching him dominate. how he does.
So here's where I agree and then disagree with you. I agree because in that same line of thought, Penske at Phoenix, right? Penske at Phoenix that's not the same level, but I mean, if you had to bet, we've talked about this before, if you had to make a bet on a certain driver or team of drivers to win at a track, the safest bet in NASCAR is SVG at any road course. That is the safest bet in NASCAR. The second safest bet is Penske at Phoenix.
Or Larson at Homestead.
I would say right. But here's the thing.
Those are also single tracks, not 7
I mean,
tracks.
Right. Well, that's the difference.
Even at Homestead, though,
Is these aren't
even at Homestead,
Yep.
you also have people like Bell and Reddick who can ride the wall like that and win there.
right. Everybody except Bowman, actually. So the thing is, what doesn't make it boring for me is because the reason is that Phoenix is like those cars are good and then nobody can pass. SVG could restart 9th and he could be 10th on a restart with like 5 laps to go. And we're like, yeah, he's going to win the race. The impending doom of he's just that much better does not diminish the product in these scenarios because it's not a scenario of SVG's out front aero blocking. No, you guys suck.
True,
right.
but like now that he's used to the process, he's just gonna qualify up front every time too.
Cool with it.
Like he is gonna be on pole and win the race at every road course for the next 2 years.
Right.
Unless some crazy shit pops
I mean,
off.
Zilich is there, right? So Zilich will be in the same equipment and is probably, I would argue, behind maybe like Bell and Byron, one of the top, road course guys. Obviously, he did really good in the Xfinity cars head to head, but I think that 88 was an A+ ride. But
so for the next couple of years, like Zilich and SVG are going to be Djokovic and Nadal. Like it's going to be every Grand Slam major final was like going to be those two guys. Now every road course it'll be Zilich versus Van Gisbergen. Like that'll go. And I wanted to go back to your other point when you brought up Verstappen. Like the other thing to take into account is look at this year. It's still Verstappen. He does not have the same car that he had when he was dominating in those other races, and it shows. It shows that McLaren started getting the special sauce this year.
Right.
Yes, let's go. That's great. But it shows that like his team was one of the things that made it to the point where there's a lot of talk this year about whether Verstappen's even going to stay at Red Bull. Like that was. Right. That was a heavy talking point that was going on this year because it was obvious he was actually getting fed up with the equipment that he was getting, even though we're only a year and a half removed from him being what SVG is to road racing in NASCAR now, which I would argue is almost more dominant.
Yeah.
And I would also throw out Palou this year with what he had in IndyCar, but at the same time, like time will tell if that was going to be how much that team was giving him a rocket ship compared and along with his skill, or are we talking about like pure driver? The thing that separates SVG in this case is the fact that he does not have the Nick makes a great point about having the best trackhouse car.
Right.
He's not going to have what's considered the best car out in the field by any of the Hendricks and the JGRs and the other like big money teams. That makes that almost more impressive.
All right. So how much does he win by if he's in the 5?
A lap.
He took this one by 15 seconds. Like he's gonna,
that's what I'm saying.
18, I think, 18 seconds. But yeah. If we did away with stages and he was in the 5's equipment, at least a lap, maybe more.
Yeah. I'm cool with it because that's
another testament. Yeah. getting rid of stages, which we've unanimously said that
Well, get rid of
stage
stage
racing on
cautions.
road courses are silly. Yeah, like okay, then that's fair enough. You want to do stages on
I would-
road races, fine. Just take the stage cautions out.
I'd give
Uh,
anything to see him sub in a Hendrick car at a road course. Anything.
it would be interesting to see. I mean, so that's.
I mean,
yeah.
here's the deal. And we've talked about it before, but like the more they win and the better they do, the more sponsors are going to come on board, the better that ride's going to be. You know what I mean? And not only that, the SVG fans will tell you, they've got a terrorist on top of the pit box. He is struggling to make calls. There was a point in this race where, I think it was after the first stage, and he was really struggling to fire off, and he's just like complaining about the tires. He's like, "Did you lower the tire pressures?" He's like, "Yeah, we lowered them," and it was just like, "You didn't want to tell me you lowered the pressures?" And then he's driving it, and he's like, the tires are gone. Like, I'm bottoming out. He's like, the tires are gone. And it was funny because, in a way, yes, don't make an adjustment and put him in a bad spot. But then also it was like, he literally was like, "Oh, I'm in a bad spot, man. The tires are gone." It's like, you were half a second faster in the field that time by Shane.
Yeah.
And it was just like, Jesus Christ. So I love it. I love it because it's going to keep him motivated. If he was in here just getting bullied around, not getting, getting screwed out of wins in road courses, he might eventually be mad at the fact that the ovals aren't coming together. But it seems like SVG's here to stay, and I do think that it's going to piss Larson off. Larson, I don't think, is okay with giving up 6 free wins a year to somebody else. Wins that Larson notoriously were wins for Larson. Sonoma, multiple wins for the 5.
Historically, yes, you're right. This year, look at his road course performance, though. Outside of the Roval, he has been terrible on road courses this year.
Yeah. But I mean, I think same deal for Bell, right? Like, I don't think Bell is going to be like, anything that makes that drive. Because if we have the Bells and the Reddicks and the Byrons wanting more out of the race car, I mean, let's go back to who was running.
Never going to win another race.
Poor Allmendinger. Briscoe is Sonoma this year, right? Like, on those multiple restarts, like there's guys that are close in certain tracks. I don't think it's going to be complete wins. We watched Busher run him down at Watkins Glen and force him to make a mistake. But and will that make
time he's lost the road course though?
Yeah, that and Coda, in which he just got shuffled on restart. So, all right. So you got victory lane, Nick, and you're about to go green in this race.
Yeah, I figured this out. We waited this out to get like the absolute perfect timing here. For those of you who don't know, we do a segment on this show called Victory Lane. And every single week, we make our picks for who's going to win or who's going to place best in the upcoming race. And whoever's driver places highest gets an opportunity to speak for 1 minute uninterrupted on whatever they want. And this week, it was Nick. And actually, this would have been the second week in a row that Nick would have gotten it, but he wasn't on the show last week. So he actually, the only reason he's here is to do Victory Lane at this point. He decided he was going to jump in, talk a little bit, and his old shtick was, I can't let this stand and have somebody talk for me. So with that, as he goes green and has to race, we're going to allow Nick to talk about whatever he wants for a minute.
Okay, so 1 minute. So that's like 2 laps.
All right.
All right.
So yes, I won the last 2 victory lanes, as I'm 3 wide coming out of 4. And there's wrecking in front of me. And he just killed the outside wall. They're wrecking behind. A lot of things are going on.
All right, yellow. He can breathe. Okay.
So, this is a good preview of what we're going to see at Vegas, probably, with a lot of dirty air and people getting runs and stuff like that, which takes me to the next gen car in and of itself. Whenever we had the Gen 6, right, we had, or even before that, the car tomorrow, we had actual package updates for the life of the cars, right? Like major updates. They brought us a wing to the car tomorrow. Then they removed the wing. Then they introduced the big ass spoiler that Junior wanted to talk about, and then changed. We do have different speedway packages now, like a super speedway package and stuff like that, but they haven't made a major update to this car since it has been out, and it has been out for what, 5, 6 years? No,
Mm-hmm.
5 years. Um,
3, 4.
Yeah, we're on. I
I
think we're on year 3.
Year 3. Okay, well,
Mhm.
I don't do time well, but
It's a
this
4th year.
car,
22, 23, 24, 25. Sorry.
yeah, this car has not had a major update, and the drivers constantly say how bad this car is in air. I just want to see NASCAR bring an actual platform update to this car, because I know we're not going to get a new car for probably, I'd say, at least 5 years, maybe a decade. So that's my hill for today.
All right, no controversial
Has Chevy-
sandwich arguments. I think everybody
No.
agrees.
Has
Yeah.
Chevy announced what the car is going to be next year? It's
Um,
a Camaro next year, right? And
yeah,
then they're switching.
but no, they're having some unique
It's-
body, but they haven't
Yeah,
revealed
it's
it
just
yet.
going to be a Chevrolet. It's not going to be.
I thought they weren't allowed to do that. Like, isn't the whole point that it has to be a production car?
Yeah.
Right.
It used to
I
be.
don't think they can't do that. Like, that's against the rules.
Tell me what on these cars are production.
That's the
other
thing,
than the
yeah.
name.
Well, right, sure, and that's a fair point. But like, that's the whole idea, is that it's a stock car, right?
Yeah, the
and
whole
if they're
idea
just-
in the 70s
We're not going to do that.
was like,
They're
hey,
going to
you
do
can
the
go, you can see this,
Chevrolet NASCAR mobile.
yeah, you can see this Oldsmobile win the Daytona 500 and then go buy one down the street
Yeah.
on Monday. That was the whole thing. But ever since we, probably past 91, 89, 91, somewhere around there,
Yeah.
there has been no aspect of stock car to the National, Stock Car Association. So
I miss those days so much. I will never not proclaim that, and how much I like when the cars have a little bit of a flair to them.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked, you look at the Petty days and you have the big wings and you have all kinds of crazy shapes and there's these giant bodies and all kinds of cool stuff like that. I was hoping with Dodge coming in that, you see something different and I think they're throwing the Challenger out there. I think is going to be their,
I didn't
might
know
end up
they had
being their
discussed
model.
one for the Cup car.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, I guess I'm just kind of figuring on what it would probably have to be.
It would
But-
probably, well, it
Could
might be the
could
Charger. I don't know.
Yeah, Charger or Challenger. But to me, it's like if you're going to do that, you might as well, like, can Chevy run a Corvette? Can, like, that would be pretty sick, like,
I think Chevy
I-
should be a Corvette, but I
Yeah.
don't think Chevy will do it because Corvettes are much sleeker and don't look anything like these things.
and cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want Chevy
But I
Corvette
think-
racing, then yeah.
I think Dodge would do the Challenger for the Xfinity series because they made a Dodge Xfinity car, a Challenger,
Yeah.
right before Dodge left the sport.
Right.
Because they're doing the Ram for the trucks, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Ram.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, I
calling
don't
is
know.
gonna
I
be-
always thought it would be cool to like actually go back to at least something closer to the bodies. I mean, the Camry is not that far off. The Dark Horse Mustang like has features that are somewhat similar, but it's not quite, it's not the same uniqueness that you would get out of some of the others. So
That is a badass automobile.
So what's Honda gonna do? The Civic?
Lord.
Dude, give me the Honda Civic, and then
probably.
all the Civic guys have to have that shitty muffler that you always hear on the Honda Civic that the enlisted guys have. Low
Why is
rise.
the Civic so loud?
Jesus. So
that would just add all kinds of new cool things.
let's league talk, boys. Let's league talk, and then get into the Roval. Even though kind of talked to Roval already.
Yeah, we got NASCAR 20. This is the last podcast before the release of NASCAR 25. Our chats within the Discord have been bubbling. There's been a lot of conversation, a lot of talk about what we're going to do, what scheduling looks like, what a league format's going to look like, what are we going to be allowed to do, what are we not going to be allowed to do. A lot of it's going to get felt out after the game releases and we kind of get a feel on what's going on. I don't know about you guys, but that first week or so, like I plan on just diving in, running as many tracks, getting as much, feel for the actual racing in the car as possible. Get into a position to be able to competently race without, embarrassing too bad and really kind of see what the game can do and what it can't and that kind of stuff. So then we actually start
spend some
jumping
time
into
learning to tune.
Okay, so that's
Like,
your
yeah,
first
when we
hour
first
is
get
going to be. That's the question I was going to
Like,
ask. What's your first 2 hours on the game look like? Like
Charlotte,
Jeff
laps.
wants to
Lap
see
after
the
lap
track.
after lap after lap of Charlotte.
So you just want to dial in the wheel, the settings, and everything.
Just get it. Yes, because I mean, I'll be the only one of the four of us on a wheel
Correct.
in the league
Yeah.
because it's on Xbox and I'm the only one with an Xbox compatible wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, my wheel is compatible with Xbox. It's just that my wheel is on my dedicated racing rig.
right.
Just go
Well, so is mine, but it's a
hook
desk.
the Xbox up. Go hook
Yeah.
the Xbox up. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. I might.
So
no, I mean, yeah, for me,
He
it's
says he might. We know he
lap after
will.
lap after lap.
he's gonna lose a race and then he's gonna be like, all right, fuck this shit.
Yeah, that's exactly how that's gonna work. He's gonna run crappy on one race on controller, and next thing you know, he's gonna be sitting in the exact same rig he is right now with his Xbox hooked up. Like, all right, let's go.
I honestly
Y'all
can't,
know me too well.
Like Jeff
Yeah.
has never really raced on a wheel. I can't fathom the two of you, Finn and Nick, going racing on a controller. I just can't.
I'm good with it. Part of it keeps it grounded in and I'm going to speak from a guy that runs the leagues, you know, the Madden leagues and stuff like that. The most important, and this is for everybody that's listening, that's in the server. I hope you take this to heart. These leagues are not kept together by their top performers. The leagues are made good because of the guys at the bottom, the guys that are willing to show up and finish 20th week in and week out. You know what I mean? That might get a top 5 on the year, right? And the dedication that we have to that is, and part of what's going to keep me grounded is using the controller, understanding that I'm here to run the league, have fun, create a community around the pod that likes NASCAR. If we have a scenario where we're all getting, you had all the admin and commissioners of a league going way too hard in the competitive lane, you're almost going to hurt yourself. And it's going to hurt the league to the detriment. You know what I mean? Like, how many times have you been in a league and the guy running the league gets spun out and he's like, you know, now people are getting kicked out of the league because you spun out the admin. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's going to be competitive. I am comfortable enough as a racing game veteran, that I can compete with the controller. That being said, I have been doing a little paycheck math to see. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna get a wheel because I don't want to set.
You can get a 9. You can get. I just looked today. You can get a G920 for like $200.
I don't want a G920.
Not bad.
Also,
Yeah, I wouldn't want it.
now that I've felt what I've got on a wheel, I'm good. I'm good with not going back to what it was before. Now, if Nick says the force feedback is good, that's a different discussion. But I'm also going to buy the game on PC as well. So,
Yes.
but I get everything
That's
I
what
want.
I was gonna say.
I get everything.
I'm gonna try to race on a controller.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to make myself stick to a controller because I know that I'm getting it on PC also.
Right. And it'll be it'll be fun. It's gonna be a good time. Me and Nick are gonna try to win, obviously. My first 2 hours is probably gonna look like my first 2 hours is probably gonna be at Kansas. And the first hour is going to be dialing in the controller settings and getting a feel for the lines at Kansas and how much, because I'm really good at Kansas and iRacing. So I want to see how much of those lines matter, right? I'm going to go on a 30-lap run and just wrap bottom. And I'm going to go on a 30-lap run pushing top. And I'm going to see what those look like compared to what I know lap time should look like, what that fall off, and to just, hey, do I like it? Do I like those lanes? What settings we want? And then I'll probably spend the next hour getting into a race at Kansas and trying to dial in the AI for me just to get a feel for what it would look like. But that's probably the first couple of hours. It's probably just going to be at Kansas very specifically. In the next
That's kind of my thing too. Is probably for me it's Charlotte.
Yeah.
I mean, Kansas is viable, but pick a mile and a half in a cup car
and
just get it feeling correct, as close to iRacing as I can get it to feel. That's what I'm gonna want.
And if you guys don't think we are going to be running a metric fuck ton of exhibition races this upcoming weekend, clear the schedule on Saturday and then Sunday after the Vegas race. We will
Saturday night and Sunday morning.
Yep.
I will be glued to my chair.
Locked
Yeah, I
in.
think the first 2 hours for me are going to be. I think I'm going to dive into career mode
I'm
first
hesitant.
off, like
Yeah.
off the rip.
Yeah, I want to get the driving settings down and then do that.
I think I'm going to just use the ARCA races to dial in my stuff.
ARCA cars are Dover.
And I'm with that to a degree too, Nick. Like I usually my go-to is like I will just turn it on and run like one race and try to complete that without just completely wrecking. And then I'm like, all right, sick. Let's start a whole ass career. Let's go. Like that's where it'll go. And then I use the lower series to learn how to drive.
Mine will probably be lock in the controls and then straight to the online multiplayer.
Yeah, I'm looking for the
Like
league.
I'm way more of an online multiplayer than a career mode guy. I always will be.
Really, with the career mode, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
doing full length races on the, assuming it's solid. So I'm gonna wait till like I get the. Oh, Nick just spun somebody.
Oh,
Uh-oh, everybody. Nick just. Well, I don't know if he hooked him or if he just
Nick
nudged
just
him.
left hooked the guy.
Oh, now he's about to kill that guy. Hard on the
Brick killed a
brake.
guy.
He's going after
Tried
the
it.
5 as well.
Jesus. Ross Chastain over here needs
Well,
one
this
point.
is what we're in for. As soon as the
What's the laps? What's your
as
lap total on
soon
the
as
race
the,
up there?
Do what?
And what's your laps? How many laps left?
5.
All right, so final 5 laps there in the top right of your screen if you're watching there. Let's talk about what we talked about on the schedule stuff. So what we've been looking at for our league is roughly a 21-ish. I think what we'll do is we need to go look at the dates and how that aligns dates-wise and see when that starts and when that ends and what's our game plan, how many seasons we plan on doing. But right now we kind of have like a 15 race regular season and then a 6-race playoffs. I think we all kind of looked at a chase style format where we will reset one time, and then it is who is the best across the last 6 races of the year, with one drop week in the playoffs. So technically, it's your 5 best races of that 6, and then in the first 15 races, you get one drop week 2. So or maybe even 2, right? So really, it's your best. It's 13 races, your best 13 races, and then your best 5 races. We took a look at the schedule and kind of all hashed out some different ideas on what we think's good.
Where did that go? You sent it to me, but I don't remember. I can't find it.
It's in the league admin channel. So Sands, we took out one
Oh.
race in favor of Michigan. What was that race that we took? Dega? Did we take out
Dega
Dega in
won.
favor of Michigan? Okay, so
Yeah.
we were looking at tentatively Daytona obviously has to start, then Vegas, Richmond, Coda. So you get every type of track out the gate.
That makes sense.
Then we go to Atlanta, Kansas, Bristol. Those would be some fun ones. And then All-Star race will be at Charlotte. We're going to prep that because me and Nick talked about this. I wonder if you could get on board for you guys. We will have our 4 crown jewels. Daytona,
Yeah.
Charlotte, Indy, Darlington. Those should probably be the longer races of the year.
I completely agree.
We good with that? Are you any issues with that? Like, we don't need to
Completely-
have an
completely
absurdly
agree.
long Atlanta race, but hey, that Daytona race, let's make it longer a little bit. What that means, 150 miles type stuff, or
Right.
200 for those, and then the normal length and distance is 200 or 150 miles. We'll get a feel for that.
40% kind of thing, like
Yeah.
35 to 40%.
Yeah, we really want to
Yeah.
look for, what would you say, an hour and a half of racing?
Well, yeah, but you got to remember too that there's no pitting, there's no pace laps.
There,
So like you could put
Right.
down some laps
Yeah.
in a big way, really fast.
right.
What do you mean
and
no
we'll
pitting?
dial it.
No,
There's no,
you like
there's
you.
no, you don't have to drive into the pits. It's just
Right.
press a button and the pit happens.
Yeah, like
Okay, but there
Yeah.
there
Yes.
are pits.
Well,
yes.
yes,
What he
there are
means is
pit
like in
stops, but
iRacing we
you
have
don't
to
stop.
in iRacing we have to sit there and like you have to sit like how Nick is. You have to pace. You have to go down pit road. You have to sit. That's a huge time extender in what these races look like.
Oh, for sure.
so, yeah.
I just meant from a strategy standpoint.
Oh no,
You
there
first
will
said
be
yes.
pitting.
Well, okay, so let me be
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
There are adjustments and tire changes and fueling that you can do, but it's literally at the press of a button, and then everybody makes their selections, and you're back to the grid, like
Right.
right
So
away.
and that's the thing is in this situation, I don't mind that mainly
Right,
just
I agree.
because for the sake of like for competition and time's sake, that's the other thing is that like the league that we're trying to get going is very likely going to be a varying range of skill levels.
Yes.
So the last thing that I want is us to go and try and start a league and like build a community, and then the first like race, you end up with like 4 or 5 cars that are just like, oh yeah, I got completely screwed trying to run a pace lap and did it wrong, and now they
No.
can't.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
No.
You know,
Well,
like
it's also you're spending more of your time trying to go fast around the track instead of worrying about am I
Right.
speeding on pit road.
you're
and,
racing
No.
more. Yeah.
Yes, you're racing.
Yeah,
not-
I would
and
expect a
I'm
format
not,
to
I'm
feel
not
more
taking
like
anything away from
Heat.
that, but
Yeah, I would say expect the format to feel like Heat. And less just the normal format of
It-
the
it
race
will
to
be
feel
the
like
same.
Heat. And less like what Nick's, what we're doing with iRacing. So we are, one of the things we're trying to figure out now is if there's custom cars or if there is if we're gonna have to use the existing cars. If
And
we
whether
had to
the
use
paint
the
booth applies to
right.
online.
If we will have to use existing cars, are you guys gonna be Gibbs over there? The 19 and the 11?
yes.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Unequivocally, yeah.
Me and Nick are gonna be teammates. We're gonna go to Legacy.
Nice.
2 Jimmy Johnson fans.
So we're all going to be Camry guys. All right.
so
sick.
team
Yeah,
Camry.
Yeah,
We'll be the
yeah,
Camry
Yes,
guys.
Camry guy.
It's gonna feel
We're gonna
gross.
dominate Daytona.
It's gonna be my first time in a Toyota.
So if you guys are watching, I know some people join. They're bringing in their friends. You're welcome to be teammates. I figured, more guys are gonna be Hendrick fans and other guys in the realm. So I don't know if we force them abide by like the actual in race teams, but that would be cool if they did do that in that realm. Me and Nick though, we're gonna go 42-43. I would tell Nick the only way I'll take the 84 is if it either has the Club Wyndham shitty paint scheme or if it has that ugly Family Dollar paint scheme. Otherwise, we'll leave the 84
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson car alone. But if there's a paint scheme,
So that's one thing I'm wondering with the team. Like, are we doing anything like with the team factor, or
yeah, I think
or can we?
I mean, so again,
We
when
can
it,
do a team
we
points.
can do whatever we want, and by that I mean, we can absolutely do team points and keep track of that and have a team championship, right? Which it could be, if there's an imbalance, right? Like obviously if it's just me and Nick and Legacy, okay, cool. If there's 4 of you guys at Gibbs for you, we can either do 2-man teams, like the teams have nothing to do with the in real life teams, If 2 friends want to be teammates and one of them's the
You're not
Della
going to
Gregson
limit
car,
charters and grandfather
right?
some in.
No, but we could have we can have the team and it could be like, hey, your team's best 2 points or your team's best 2 finishers. That's the team points that week. That way
Or
the 2-man
we
teams
could
can
do-
compete or whatever.
Or we could do full points for the team just divided by however many people are on
Number
that
of
team.
drivers. Yeah.
Okay, so best average points for the team of
Average.
that
right.
race.
Your team average is what counts every week.
Because
I-
if you take a 4-guy team versus a 2-guy team, and you're only taking the top 2 guys from the 4-guy team, it's
Yeah,
not
you got a
really
better
fair.
chance. Yeah. Yeah.
Nick, we know it's not going to be fair for us. That's why we build the disadvantage in. All right, because when
Well,
it,
I'm not saying for us.
because when we got
We're
9,
the only people on a 2-man team.
listen, because when we got 9, well, they can
We
join
gotta think
Gibbs
about the
together.
other league people.
They can join as Gibbs. They can join in the Give guys, and then that way, if you wreck, you can at least cheer on your team. Who knows?
Right.
But we will find something. An in-season tournament. We want to do an in-season tournament, and we plan on doing that. Jeff agreed to pay out the Amazon gift cards for whoever wins that.
Yep.
So
$1,000, he said.
$1,000, dude. In-season tournament. So if we're doing 40% races, you have to do 40% of the million they get. So do the quick math. Quick math on
That'll
that.
be 400.
Are we want to roll that back a little bit?
Yeah.
Maybe actually have that discussion, because I want to say I was just I was launched into this without my consent.
Maybe
So-
all right, 40
Yeah,
grand. We'll
I
just do
heard
40
bang.
grand.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Got it.
All right, sweet. Why not make it 50? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have the 40, so what the hell? We'll
Make it 100.
50.
Take a loan out. Take
Yeah.
a loan out for a NASCAR in-season
That'll
tournament.
be perfect. Yeah,
NASCAR
exactly.
25 league. They're like,
We
hey,
have the best league ever.
the banks will understand. So I'm excited. We do have 2 road courses on the schedule. That's going to be my favorite. I'm stoked
you
for
didn't
that.
You didn't finish out the schedule, bud.
We can't leak the whole schedule. And
Oh,
just
all right.
just gave them a little bit of the taste, just letting you know. Well, we're not. Here's what we're definitely gonna do. We're not gonna have a.
Finn's like set just like the developers. Like, we're not going to give you everything.
Dude, let me tell you, if they don't listen, they are listen. If I would have won Victory Lane this week, it would have been a minute-long rant on the dog shit marketing of this week of NASCAR 25. This is the week where you have to drop a blog about career mode. with tons of screenshots nobody has seen. The fact that all we've seen all week long is just screenshots of the cars and the drivers. Like, we don't have
Were there
ratings.
any commercials?
No,
Were
dude.
there any commercials during the Roval?
I don't even want commercial. Like, I was giving the benefit of the doubt, saying, hey, this is what the normal feel looks like for sports games and marketing. This is the week of content creators should be dropping hour-long videos. Like, it should make you chomp at the bit. So they've got a couple days to do this. But Jesus, what I've seen right now is we have 3 ARCA drivers ratings. That's what we have for drivers ratings right now. The game comes out in 2 days. So,
Like I said on lap 6 or whatever, it's a foreign concept.
Nick's P1 over here. Is that the end of
I
it?
just won.
Hey, Nick
Yeah.
won live on stream. Look at that. Top
Hey.
split Vegas. Chop it up for him. Chop it up for him. We'll finish out the pace laps. There you go. So look at that. Nick just beat the top lobby racing in iRacing at Vegas while doing a podcast. That's crazy. Gotta love him now. Let's talk about the Roval boys. Officially talk about the Roval. And my question to you, Jeff, is the same question I asked last week. What the hell
knew
is
this was
Denny
coming.
Hamlin
It's-
doing? What the
Well,
hell?
he already explained what he was doing.
Well, walk him through it. Walk him through it. Not everybody knows.
Well, he didn't he didn't know. He wasn't getting fed the same information as far as what Ross's situation was.
So,
And
yep.
he's like the idea, like, and it's similar to what you and I were talking about over text as we were chatting through things, is that, like, as far as what the priority of what's going in his ear and what's happening as far as team communication throughout that race, the top priority is, I can't imagine that on the top of that list as they're going into the last lap at the Roval is telling them what laps or telling them what the point standings are for Chastain and Logano. You know, so it's like, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, the situation dictates if he lets Chastain by, then
Right.
yeah, you bump Joey out and you run into a better situation going to Phoenix. But as he said earlier this week, it's either when he weighs it out himself after the fact, he has to determine, when he looks at Logano, he knows he has somebody that's going to be tougher to race if they make it to Phoenix. Or if he's going with Chastain, it's probably a situation in which he has somebody that's going to be stiffer competition throughout the path to Phoenix. So that's what ends up being the options to weigh.
I'll say this.
And
I
yeah.
don't think Denny lost. First of all, I don't think this is as egregious as the Wallace one. However,
nowhere close.
However,
Yeah.
this is, and this decision should have been made on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I want to point you to back to football. And it's one of those Bill Belichick moments where it's 4th and 17 and the Patriots have to punt the football back with 20 seconds left. If they punt it back, they're going to have 20, factor in the time of the punt, 16 seconds and the ball at maybe midfield with an opportunity. So what does the Patriots do? They snap the football, the punter runs backwards into the end zone, kills 10 seconds of the clock, and then takes a safety. And now it's maybe it's a 4-point game, but now instead of getting the ball at midfield, they get the safety kick all the way. These things, hey, how do we win every single scenario this weekend? And championship teams do that. The 11 is not doing that 2 weeks in a row. This is so simple. You have got to know who is on the cut line and who are the most dangerous drivers at the end of the season. Joey Logano. We have an opportunity to get rid of Joey Logano. What is our game plan late in this race, knowing that we're moving on to the next round? What is our game plan? Should we need to communicate to, I'm going to say manipulate, but you should always be manipulating your scenario. That is a competitive scenario.
No, but so to that other point, though, I disagree on some of that, because your scenario about what happens with a punter and running backwards is far more allowed in the NFL than it is for Denny to just veer off the track and let Ross
No.
drive up in front, just
So-
break in the middle of the
just
track
not
and let everything
passing,
go?
though.
Just so
Not
lift,
passing.
so yeah, so
Oh,
lift
I mean,
up
but
2
that's the
tenths a
thing, is,
lap.
like, what's the line? Because at some point we're talking about race tampering. So what's the line to determine that? Because
Dude,
So
you
race
guarantee
tampering.
the officials are
right.
watching that scenario as well.
So all right, so here's a scenario that I'll present to you, which would be perfectly acceptable, which is what they did to Cole Custer's car, which is they said, hey, if we want an opportunity to improve our space, let's save some tire here in the event that we need a, there's a late caution. That has happened
Yeah, they did it for Cole Custer. They did it.
for Bowman.
Alex Bowman let up.
You're saving
there were
tire
a
in the
few
last
people.
lap and a half?
It was, you're more than welcome to. Hell, Kyle Busch pit with like 4 laps to go at Coda one year, or 2 laps to go at Coda, there was a wreck, and then he finished the race P2 because he didn't have to pit and cycled up to the front.
And
Again,
so also, all you got to do is slip one tire. And we're talking
Also-
about a world class driver. You think Denny can't make it look like he screwed up a little?
I fully think he's capable of doing all of those things. I also think that the mindset is I'm there, and I'm trying to control my own destiny. Why the hell am I that concerned about everybody else?
because
in
they're
this
your
situation? Now,
because
the
they're your
week before-
competitors.
the week before, fine. The week before, I totally get it, because you're talking about having people, you're talking about having the same OEM, you're talking about having other Toyotas. I fully agree. That was a major, like, what the hell moment. I'm not looking at this as anywhere near the same level of that when you're talking about
I'm just
like,
saying, like,
where his position
after
is.
I
you-
agree, and this is
yeah.
gonna sound like I'm shitting on Denny, and I hope you don't think that that's what I'm doing, because I'm a secondary Denny Hamlin fan. right?
Yeah, shit on
But
Denny.
if you are a 0-time champion and you have the opportunity to control getting rid of a 3-time champion for another 0-time champion, you got to find a way to get that done. That was in his hands. He had the chance to do that. Like, it is indisputable. All
Twice.
he had to do was slip one tire.
And that's fine.
And
And
Chastain's
he
in
did it.
Logano's
And
not.
here we are, and
Also,
he's
right.
still in.
But
Like,
I agree.
and Denny
I
did
feel
say-
like there is a larger weight that's being placed on those consequences than need be, because yes, sure, we could get to it, and Logano could win in Phoenix, and it could be the whole thing,
Yeah, I was
and
saying,
that's
it's
where it
easy to
was.
say with 4 weeks
Okay,
to go.
fine.
It-
Sure,
it
and
all-
that ends
right.
up being another woulda, coulda, shoulda situation in the 11. Okay,
Again,
fine.
we're
but
not
still at-
cheering. We're not cheering for. I mean, you're cheering for Denny to do what's best for Denny, but like, I think it's crazy, and that's the big thing for me. Is like, this is your best chance. Sans SVG's 5 wins, which are irrelevant to the playoff picture. This has been a fantastic season. This is the best I think Denny Hamlin has ever looked, and it's great.
Yeah, killing it.
Holy, but help yourself, dude. That's the only thing I'm confused.
Well-
You don't have to answer for his crimes against Jeff. By the way, I was just asking for your opinion.
That-
You didn't make the
No,
decision.
This is what I don't.
But-
what I don't understand is, like,
It's like week 7.
y'all are real worried about this one, and
It-
I'm not. Why?
I don't know why. You don't need to be, but if it just seems, and the fact that he had the reaction he did when he learned about it is, oh shit, yeah, I probably wouldn't pass him. It's kind of only justification we needed, which is, I just think the failure didn't come in. Like I said, once I found that out, it's not Denny's fault at that point. Where I do think it's Denny's fault is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hey guys, what's our code words or phrases that we need to use in the events? Because the number one thing that you should be doing is securing your spot. Spot was secured. The next thing you should be doing.
You know that they do that, and that the team didn't that they
The
just
team
didn't
did
feed
screw
it.
it.
Denny- Denny
team
said
did screw up.
that Denny said that he had no information.
Yeah,
No,
Denny said
yeah.
he
At the
said
end of
getting
that
out of the
race. But
car.
also,
He was arguing
I
with
listened-
the. Yeah, go ahead.
I listened to Actions Detrimental today, and Denny said that had he known, he still would have passed Ross, because while yes, Penske is his main challenge at Phoenix if he gets to Phoenix and they get to Phoenix, but Ross is a bigger challenge in the round.
Getting to Phoenix.
Yes.
So okay, but hold on.
I don't think
Also,
so.
this is all because
that's
of the
all
playoff
fine.
system.
Yes, sure, that's all fine. But here's the deal: if Joey Logano gets to Phoenix, Denny Hamlin is not winning a championship.
Yeah.
I don't think
those-
Denny
th-
Hamlin's winning Phoenix
I,
anyway.
that may well be true. But if Joey Logano gets to Phoenix, Denny Hamlin is not winning a championship.
So, but you're making that prediction or you are making that claim now in the mindset of someone who is actually competing in the damn thing and is there. You can't have the mindset of you have to have the mindset of I'm beating every other motherfucker on the track.
Sure,
That's how
but
you
I would.
win.
That's
It's
true, but
also
I would. But to Finn's point, though, I would have a list. Once we're, I would say, and Finn had this exactly right. It's a two-tiered system. Step number one, make sure I get in. Step number two, who do we want to compete with in the next round and in the final round? Make a list, and what do we need to do? Let's work out some scenarios, et cetera, et cetera.
and Denny did say that he would rather compete against Logano in the next round than Ross,
Which is crazy because Logano won this Vegas race last year.
Exactly.
You
And
can't.
and I would also say that that comes with a whole day after of there. I love Denny.
Yeah,
Denny's
Logano
reaction
won
to the
Vegas last year.
No, you don't.
listen, the reaction to the
He loves Denny the dude.
to not
Everybody
racing the
loves Denny.
23. Listen, your ability to create a whole response. Listen, Denny's crazy ego-wise, and he is. He has to be. He is the competitor. He is. He is going to justify what he did after a day of thinking on it. Of course, he's going to.
But-
You are telling
Hold
me
on,
the
hold
man
on.
who won the last Vegas race, the last year's Vegas race. When has Ross Chastain been remote? Like, has Ross
Hold on,
Chastain led a
Corey's
lap
point.
at Martinsville?
To Corey's point,
Ross Chastain eliminated
who won-
Denny at Martinsville.
With
To
a move
Corey-
that's not
yeah,
even legal. He
with
was
the
10
illegal
seconds behind him.
Still happened.
So you know what's funny though? That's Nick. Go.
to your point, Corey, when
Yeah.
Blaney won his championship, who won the Phoenix race?
Logano.
No.
No. Chastain. Chastain.
Yes.
Did. So the funny that you mentioned Martinsville, the Martinsville Hail Melon, because in the back of my head, I'm like, this is payback for the Hail Melon.
Think
I
so.
had a similar
If-
thought
If
too.
I'm
I mean,
Denny
all that was
Hamlin and
going
I'm in
on.
that moment, and it's like,
I don't think he was thinking about that.
Yeah, his
I don't think
his
so
initial
either, but it
reaction
is
on
funny,
camera
though.
was the most honest Denny Hamlin reaction, which is, I wouldn't have fucking passed him. Which that's all. We don't need to, a day later. Don't justify it. We know. You know. You said it the first thing you got in the car. Joey Logano's in because I passed one car. I'm such a dipshit. Why didn't you tell me?
But he had to justify it. He goes on the podcast. That's
I
everybody
get it.
expects.
Here's
that
another
to be
thing.
The purpose
Sure.
of the podcast.
Of course,
He has to
He gave the
justify
people what they want.
because the big thing this week was like you can't discuss points. You can't do it. But two cars very obviously got the message across, right? Logano obviously should be able to be allowed to talk points on the radio because they are trying to get them. I agree. There is a limit to. I don't want to see scenarios where people are like intentionally letting cars by or blockading cars, but that with like 2 laps left in that race or 2.5 laps left in that race, they were 3 seconds behind Chastain, and they walked him down and passed him against what would have been the world.
Chastain also had a dog water car by that
he
point
did
too.
have a dog shit
Right.
car. That's true.
All you got to do is just pick up. It's not even like full lifting
Slide
or letting
one
people
tire.
pass. Just 2/10 or
slide
just
tire.
cook it into one corner, cook it into the hairpin. You know what I mean? Just like be like, oh shit, I was just pushing, really trying to get that spot. Like it's so simple. You don't have to spin your car out. Like I get it, and there's gamemanship, and that's part of the sport.
it's
You know,
simple.
I just think it's
It's
crazy.
simple if you know.
And
Yeah,
it's-
just blow one of the chicanes, and then you have to,
Yeah.
do a stop and go, basically.
And 2 weeks in a row. So again, it's semantic, right? Like some people say, no, if you want a championship, you have to beat the best to be the best. I want Blaney, Logano, and Austin Cindric at Phoenix. Give it to me. Like, all right, dude. And when they fucking smoke you, because and it's not
If you
Denny's,
want to win
know,
a championship, you better take every advantage you can.
Yes.
in this era.
That is and that is the
that's where-
underlying point, by
right.
the way. That is the underlying point here, by the way, is how much are you doing? And all of us here are football fans, and it's like the amount of preparation that those guys put in. Why was this missed? That's kind of like the question. Because if he didn't know, right, him not knowing or them having not discussed it is the problem to me.
Yeah,
Where
that's
there
And it's
should
on
have been
both.
a
It's on
plan.
both Denny
Whether-
and the team.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it didn't work or there was a radio issue or something, maybe they did the math wrong, all that's fine. But like, was there a plan? Because if there wasn't a plan, that's a mistake. I would say the same thing about the 19 team, by the way. If there was no, if they were in a scenario,
for sure.
the exact same spot, and there was no plan for who they wanted in and how they could kind of make some. It doesn't take that long to put these things together. It's 4 hours out of your week probably to really sit down and hash all this out. So
If Denny would have made just
my
this
question
mistake,
is, was there a plan?
if he would have just made this mistake this weekend, I probably wouldn't. Like, it'd be like, oh, that was a dumb idea. Maybe don't pass him. I think it's just countered on top of like him sending it into his own, driver's car last week. Again, not the end of the move. I think Steve Wilson just won the NASCAR championship, by the way. The 77.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
iRacing.
just at this point where, like, if you were comparing the two incidents between the 2 weeks, one, the level of one is on one level and the other one is not on that same level.
Don't think
Like,
anyone's disputing that. I'm certainly not
putting those into that same.
Well, also
tier.
one is a Denny thing and one is a team thing in my head.
Mhm.
The Bubba situation was a Denny screw up.
Yeah.
No one else is turning the wheel, right? That's on Denny. But like, to me, this other thing, if there was some miscommunication or there was some lack of preparation, they should probably look at that for the next elimination round. I would.
It's a good chance they probably are, though.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I mean, given
hopefully
all
these
of the
teams are doing
discussion
that,
that's around it.
given them millions of dollars and all the eyeballs and all the resources that are put into this, if you're not planning every single detail, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
There should be some eye bags on Sundays.
Yeah, this is the equivalent to like, hey, it's week 18. You're about to play the Giants, who have 2 wins. If you win this game, the Chiefs are out of the playoffs, and if you lose this game, the Chiefs are in, and then you like sit your starters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you know what I mean? Like, just do the one thing. That's the only thing. It's like,
this is 2023. This is 2023 Commanders Jets, bro. If we beat the Jets in 2023, we weren't getting Jaden Daniels.
right.
We have Jaden Daniels because the Jets made a last-second field goal from 55 yards out for us to lose the game.
And then you guys go
on a
to
lame duck coach.
The
It's
Jets
you gotta-
probably would have fumbled that pick too.
yeah,
though,
they would have. Yeah, they
if we're
would
being
have.
real.
Let's be real with the Jets.
It would have been the Giants. It would have been the Giants that got him.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, the Giants would
So-
have fumbled the pick too.
So
Brother,
anything. I mean,
you got to prepare.
the rest of the race was fun. Obviously the SVG dominance. I did like seeing some of the different strategies. Passing felt good. You could pass at the road. There's a high tire wear, so credit to the road courses have been good this year. All of them.
This is the best, not the best one, but this is a really good one. Like it has
I
some
disagree
really cool
wholeheartedly. I disagree.
I don't like where it
wholeheartedly.
is on the schedule.
I think
I
if
didn't
you
like it as
go-
an elimination race in the round of 12.
If you are in Charlotte for a race,
That's why I knew
you
it.
should race the
on the
oval.
oval.
It's he just knowing
Hands
that
down.
on the same exact track we would have a way better race.
Yes.
I
I
agree.
mean, look at the Coke 600 this year.
Yeah, banger.
Like, come on.
Banger. Ross Chastain made
If
both
you
of them
want-
interesting.
You had racing all throughout that race
Mhm.
from P1 to P40, and it wasn't decided until literally the last lap of the race. Nobody won by 18 seconds.
Well, I mean, yes, I am only simply saying it's an interesting road course, right? If it's going to be a road course, that's an interesting and fun road course. I'm not disputing that. I'd rather see
Right.
an oval. I would rather see the oval. Yes, of
For
course.
what it's worth,
but
I think he probably would have only won by about 4 to 5 seconds, but the 5 decided to just pit because there was no chance.
Yeah.
But like
yeah.
that's the craziness of it is like it's not like, oh, I let him go, but he might blow a tire and hit the wall and then I can finish second. It's like, nope, he's gone. I'm gonna pit right now and surrender, And I think, did he even finish second? Did Bell get him?
No, Larson finished second. That's
Larson
why.
finished-
Yeah, it was Larson
Okay,
and
yeah,
Bell
yeah.
right behind him.
So it was just
But SVG did have a tire going down at the end of the race.
Right.
He did have tire smoke and all that. So
crazy.
Yeah,
Dinger.
I would have personally rather seen the Roval as maybe either the start of the round of 12 or the middle of the round of 12. I think it would have been kind of cool instead to have had the Roval start it and Kansas finish it.
If we have to do the
what
Roval,
orders.
if we have to do the Roval, put it at Atlanta's date, Atlanta's first date. Get it out of the way.
Go
Fuck the Roval.
early, yeah.
Yeah. Like go to Daytona and then go to the Roval.
February is a little too cold for North Carolina. That's where if we
Yeah,
have
but
snow,
you
that's where our snow
know,
is. I mean, yeah, I'm
They
always
have an April then.
I am a big I'm a big pro bring the oval back for 2 races anyways.
Yeah.
Bank of America 500,
Yes.
just rip it. But there's that. But now we have some really fun tracks, right? We got Vegas,
Las Vegas.
we got Martinsville, and
Talladega.
Homestead.
Talladega.
Oh, Dagger. Yeah, yeah.
Talladega. Homestead was earlier in the year. So
That's right.
Vegas, Dega, then Martinsville, then Phoenix.
So we talked about some winners. Vegas, obviously, the Hendrick boys are back on board here.
Yeah.
Nick, you just raced there, so tell us a bit about what it feels like. You kind of explained what it was like, and then the caution came up, but where
Yeah,
that bump into one's a
it's
mother.
yes. The car can get very unsettled. The setup in iRacing is very tight, and it builds tighter throughout the race. When that happens, whenever you hit dirty air, it just compounds it and makes it a ton worse. So anybody who has a tight race car on Sunday is going to drop like a rock. These guys are going to be hanging that right rear out as much as they can if they're back in the field. And I think it's going to be a good race. I think that a lot of people are going to push um, to try and not have dirty air and get as much track position as possible. I think the tires are going to matter a lot less at Vegas than they did at the Roval, obviously. Um, I think you're going to be seeing a lot of track position game because of the dirty air. But yeah, it's just tough back in traffic. Um, Multiple lanes, multiple grooves. Um, they'll probably be low line at the beginning of the race, and then as the tires start to wear, they'll make their way up. Uh, but yeah, it's a fairly straightforward mile and a half. Every mile and a half has every racetrack has their little quirks, but it's pretty cookie cutter. Um, you're just generic mile and a half. There is a bump going into one, and if you can wrap the white line early in the race, then that's going to be your best bet.
Cool.
It's gonna be a
Cool.
fun
Yeah,
one,
that's pretty
for
cool.
sure.
It's one of those tracks that you have to be technically sound and be able to control the inside line fairly well, and it's going to be fun to see anybody having that ability to actually like hold the precision. The precision's going to win the race, and
Yeah.
being able to hold on to that despite your tires and despite that situation is going to be key for whoever's racing in this one. So, and I'm curious to see where. I mean, this one is going to be just as cutthroat as any from the playoff drivers because getting that first win
Right.
is
Yeah.
going to be key. I mean, we've continued to make NFL analogies. Trying to get your first round bye is
Mhm.
pretty much everything. So, like, you're going to want to get that out of the way so that way you don't have to worry about it. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And kind of looking at where guys finished and who's been quick throughout the year at mile and a half. I mean, obviously this was the 3rd race of the year. The last time we were at Vegas, Josh Berry won that race. But like some guys that qualified up front, like Eric Jones qualified 5th, and we've seen him quick at some of these mile and a halves. AJ Allmendinger finished in the top 10 on this race. Another guy that was kind of quick at the 600. I'm excited. I'm excited here because when we went to this track, the 19 was struggling. And now the 19 is very, very quick. So I think that's a new contender from what we've seen last time. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think this is the last kind of true mile and a half. This is throw everything you got at the wall, win the race, get the bye. So I'm excited. It's going to be a good one, and then hopefully Dega's good.
What do you guys think on if a playoff driver is going to win the race or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
I do too. Yeah.
I think there's too many
Playoff drivers will win everything, but Dega's a maybe.
Yeah. In fact, the only person I think that would win this race that is not a playoff driver right now is my pick for the day. So I'm going to hold that for here in a second. But
The man of mystery.
the man of mystery. So, but yeah, and I don't think it's going to be Josh Berry. I don't think he repeats. That car's been abysmal. But I mean,
Yes.
Priest finished third in this race. Daniel Suarez finished second in this race. Bowman finished seventh. Can you believe it? So, but again, those were the third race of the year type vibes. Earlier in the year, it was not, or no, not the third
Everybody
race,
was still getting their
fifth-ish
stuff
race of the
together.
year, right? Yeah, yeah. This is
Yeah.
Bell. You know, Bell was about to win like 9 straight races. We all thought so. Be good. So, what do
Yeah.
we think on picks here? Y'all want to roll through them?
Sure.
Do
Yeah,
I
that
get to
works
go
for me.
last?
Yeah, technically,
You go first.
you go first.
Oh, I go
You
first.
earned go first rights.
So then no one can steal yours.
True. Huh. I'm gonna go. It's really between two. I'm gonna pick Larson again. I'm gonna go Larson. I think that he has found his groove again in the most critical part of the season. So I think he can get it done. My other guy was, I'll tell you all after you pick, but I think Brandon's
All
gonna
right.
pick the other guy that I was gonna pick.
Go ahead and go, Corey.
Well, if that's the case, Finn, who do you got?
I think Finn's gonna pick Bowman.
No,
I didn't.
no. I'm gonna go with the 23 car.
Well, same team.
So
I thought you were gonna pick Reddick.
nope, I'm gonna go with the 23 car. I think the speed continues, and I don't think anybody's stopping him. If Denny putting the door to him is gonna stop him getting a win, man said I'm gonna get a win. That's how I feel about it. He's been extremely quick, so I'm gonna put the 23 up front.
Jeffrey.
All right. I was gonna hand it to you, but I guess I'll make my pick then, if that's the case. I've been torn between a couple, trying to decide where I want to go
You're
with
gonna
this
pick
one.
your boy.
Well, I mean, that was definitely a consideration. He was the last Toyota to win, but a Toyota hasn't won this race in this generation of car. So it's tough. This has been Ford for the last couple. So trying to decide where to go with that one, but I'm going to go with Ross Chastain.
You
Wow.
need that.
Let's
You
make
need
this
that to
fun.
happen. He needs that to happen so that the point that
Yeah.
he's vindicated.
Yeah.
I mean, Ross has been fast at the mile and a half. He was even fast at Darlington, where he didn't get that good of a finish. But they all right. They've had a decent mile and a half program.
Going
Corey.
last here, brother. I mean, I got so many good choices. I mean, my gut tells me to go with Blaney.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna take Blaney. To me, it would be Blaney, Logano, or Briscoe. And
Blaney was
I'm
my number
hesitant to put that juju on Chase Briscoe with 4 races to go and in the round of 8. Blaney seems like the better choice. He's been blistering fast pretty much the entire year. But watch Joey Logano fuck around and win this race, dude. I will laugh my ass off. I will never stop laughing.
I mean, it's just as
But,
possible as anywhere else.
dude,
It runs well.
Oh yeah, I know. I'll take Blaney, but honestly, it wouldn't shock me if a Penske playoff driver will win this race. But I'll take Blaney as my pick.
I don't think
Yeah.
Logano's making it to the championship 4.
We'll see.
He's
We'll
24 points
see.
down right now.
Yeah,
I
that's.
mean, it would take.
So
a
he's
win.
got to win. Yeah.
It would take a win, yeah. But he's capable of it. I mean, like,
I mean, he lucked his way into the round of 8 again. So
he lucks his way into everything, and then he's a 3-time championship winner.
yeah, but it's not an even year this year.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, it's been a little bit different this year.
No, it's
than
an
what it
odd
has
year,
been
which means it's a
previously.
Blaney championship year.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
sure.
I'm so ready to get rid of this format. At least we know that
It's me
next
with it
year
more-
it's been
like
confirmed that next year it won't be a single race championship.
That's good.
at that, and that's it. If you
Yeah.
had, some playoffs and postseason, like that's fine. But the idea of like wiping a slate clean before a single championship race will
I'm tell- I
never not be funky.
I
to
would
me.
shout it from the rooftops if I thought it would do something. Get rid of the stage cautions and go to the chase format again.
Yeah.
That would
What if the last race
fix
of
the
this?
sport.
What if the championship was decided with only 4 cars on the track?
That would be horrible
Okay.
I
because
just
we're
I
not
don't
football.
feel like it would be as compelling as it seems like it would be. Because I
Yeah.
understand the mindset, but
Yeah.
I don't think the product looks like what people imagine when they think of what that is. Because the imagined idea is, oh, it's these 4 cars on the track. There's nobody else that's there, and you're only paying attention to 4 cars at a time. And
Yeah.
like everybody, it's going to be like wall to wall, like everybody just
Right.
right up on each other.
In that
And
same vein, Corey, what would you think about doing a full points season format, full season points format, but anytime that a driver gets mathematically eliminated from being able to win the championship, they don't
Okay.
get to race anymore.
Well, because most of the time, the last 11 races of the season just won't happen, dude.
Has,
11, that's a lot.
Yeah,
There'll be no races, dude.
that's never happened actually.
Kyle Larson gets on a heater and it'll be a 27 race season, and everybody will go home.
Somebody's
it'd be
got to
one
have
car.
a hell of a run for that to be for 11
Just watch
11
Larson
races
run
to be
laps.
no goes. Yeah,
Larson
I mean,
having
because
practice.
there's something to be said.
Yeah,
Like
we'll see the
when
first 20
you
rate
go
like
round down,
20 road course race season after that happens. They'll be like, "You guys
Right.
want it? Y'all want some boring shit? Let's just hand it to Shane."
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way Indy ended this year, it was the last, I think, 3. The trophy was handed out with, I think, 3 races left on the schedule. Like
And he
it
earned
was
it.
And
done,
that's
bro.
fine.
He earned it.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That means
Yeah.
the best guy won.
Yeah.
You have I given my spiel on I need to win victory lane again on this one. It's just like the reason why sports are better than TV shows. I was talking to my wife about this. And really it comes down to there's zero chance that you were going to go into the last episode of Game of Thrones ever, and as soon as the episode started, Jon Snow choked on an apple, died, and then the Night King won. And it was like super anticlimactic. There's no way that would ever happen because it
Well-
has to be epic. It has to be epic, right? They have to try. And because there's this weight of it has to be epic, it will never meet. It will never meet its ending. Very rarely do TV shows actually meet that standard because you've taken away the opportunity that the complete opposite
could
would
be
happen.
There has to be a chance for a dud.
Right. And
Honestly, Game
NASCAR
of
is
Thrones is the worst TV show that you could have used
Right.
for that analogy
Bad example.
because Game of Thrones ending. But I get what you're saying.
right. The whole point is like even then, like that was them trying to make it epic, and they still wasn't good enough,
That was
right?
the writers thinking that they
Right.
knew better than everybody
Right.
else.
So
Well, there have
every-
been in my lifetime a lot of bad Super Bowls from an entertainment perspective.
I was just about to say from the 13-3 Rams Patriots Super Bowl, for every one of those you get the 28-3 comeback.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's no scripting, there's a pass interference, 5 seconds left in the game. As a result, it is now a 0-0 game. The next team to score wins. That's what we do in
Yeah.
our fucking sport. Because NASCAR thinks that that's epic.
Yeah.
That's not
Actually,
epic.
we reset the points every quarter.
Every quarter we reset the points, and then no matter how big of a lead you get, if somebody gets hurt at any point, they will reset the points, and now you have to go back again. We've defeated the purpose, so I know we've yelled off this soapbox for a while, but it's like it's going the TV ratings route. I hate it every time I see a thing. The TV ratings were down. Oh my god! As a sports fan,
The
I
TV
have not
ratings are
once.
still down, homie. Like,
As
The
a
TV ratings are down for everything because nobody's
right.
watching TV like they used to.
As a sports fan, I have never once watched an NFL season and gone, man, the TV ratings are bangers this year, man. This is great. No. Is the sport fun to watch, dude? Fuck, man. Like,
well, also the NFL trumps anything in regards to TV ratings.
college football's
any
got great
point,
ratings,
at
and it's
any time.
boring. Sans 6 games
I
a
could
year.
I could not care less how much money NASCAR teams make.
Right.
It
Right.
It could not matter to me less
Right.
if I
It
was
matters to
dead
me
brown.
because if they don't make any money, then there's not going to be any teams.
Right.
But
That's not gonna happen, dude. That's not gonna happen. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
That happened when
There's
Indy and
there's enough money that's not going to happen. There will be enough money that's not going to happen.
Well, I don't know. NASCAR doesn't
Well,
seem to be
the-
doing things in favor of the sport. They seem to be doing things in favor of themselves, a la the 23 XI thing. They're willing to let their most marketable team at the moment walk away.
trying to force them out, basically.
Yeah, not even
just walking away.
not even be cool, but just like
Yeah. Yet another reason why them making money is not my problem. Sport's still going to be there. There's too many. There's enough money. There's enough.
The charter system needs to go away. That's just my opinion.
That in and of itself can become its
own
that can be an
podcast.
entire episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be an entire episode. That could be a series at this
I
point
mean,
with
that's,
the way
that's
this
why we
thing's
don't
going.
see, 43 car fields anymore.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense for an open car to come in every race because they can't make money.
Yeah.
So
At
you're
this rate,
seeing, to your point,
Nick, what's
Corey,
an open
you're
car?
seeing, right, exactly, like basically Rick Ware at this point.
dude, there
but-
was nothing better than a 2006 Ken Schrader starting park. Let me tell you about the past.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the
miss Mark
past,
Marks,
Corey. Let me tell you about what it was like to
Yeah, I
watch
know.
Ken
I've heard-
Schrader in the Swan car run 5 laps
Yeah.
and then
There
park
used
it
to
for
be
those
teams that
that
didn't even show up with extra sets of tires.
were like, we're
There
qualifying.
used to be teams that bought a road course chassis, took it to a super speedway, and just did one, took the green and then parked.
We
All
also
s-
had
yeah.
blown engines and
Oh,
other
yeah.
things like that would happen. You'd see an open car run the most amazing qualifier you've ever seen and go and find their way into the show, and then 2 laps in, blow an engine and finish it,
And
just be
it's
completely cooked.
because these teams were on shoestring budgets, and getting into the race back then meant they made money.
Right.
Nowadays, if you just get into the race, you lose money.
Mhm.
If you don't have a charter.
It's a whole
So-
different format.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Brian France killed NASCAR.
A documentary. All right, Jeff.
Yes.
Right.
Save us, Jeff.
I think that's going to wrap things up
There
for
it
us
is.
this week. Please make sure you check us out where you are now, most likely on Twitch under Intentional Wreck Pod. You can find us under the same name on YouTube. You can find us under Intentional Wreck on all of your favorite audio platforms. In the episode descriptions, please make sure you check out the link to our Discord if you want to race in the league, or if you want to jump in and chat with us within there. We are active and consistently talking to folks in our Discord server. We are happy to talk with you guys. We also have a mailbag segment within there. If you have questions or if you have other things that you want to hear us answer or talk about on the pod, we are open to that. Please make sure you submit your questions, submit what you want to hear. We are a community-driven podcast, so we are happy to hear we are happy to talk with you about that. No question is too dumb. I'm not going to go with that point, but we are at all levels happy to engage and go through some different things on the episode if there's something that you want to know about. Let's see. We've gone over that. So yeah, everybody, we will catch you after Vegas next week. We will let you know how things are going with NASCAR25. Please don't miss that episode. We will have all of our reactions to the game. We have all of our reactions to the playoffs. Everybody have a kick-ass weekend, and we will catch y'all next week.
See you.